covering the villages for you. Here's Jill Winters and the VNN Lifestyle News Team.
It's time to relive some of our top stories from the month of April in the Month in Review show. Nicole Benton was experiencing a range of emotions on March 30th as she officially became a first-time homeowner thanks to Habitat for Humanity of Lake Sumter and Villagers Habitat for Humanity.
Excited. Nervous. Overwhelmed, overjoyed. And I'm a big crybaby. We have waited for years. My oldest is 17 and she's gonna have her own room, but they've never had their own space where they can do whatever they want in that space. Don't give up. It will happen. Pray, 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 pray. There's a lot of times, 3 o'clock in the morning, that I've talked to God and said, you know, please, I'm here, I'm at your mercy, just show me a sign and keep going. All I can say is just I'm humble and grateful for everything and everyone.
One very special touch in Nicole's home is a decorative plate display rack where she plans to put meaningful plates she has been gifted over the years.
It's great. It's great. It's just mine. It's my envision. It's mine and it's perfect.
Habitat recipients are required to put in a certain amount of sweat equity. Villagers Habitat for Humanity co-president Sally Reed says Nicole was there every single day putting in the work. With those extra helping hands, Sally says they were able to complete this home build in their fastest time ever, just 3 months.
Today is the biggest day of the year for us. This is dedication day for our third house for Nikki Benton and her 2 children. And we're so excited about all the hard work that we've done and this wonderful home that we're going to be giving her. Because we've worked so hard, it's just the culmination of, everything, that we've done. And to give this gift to Nikki and her family, it is just, it's undescribable, the feelings that we have. And, she's, had a tough life like, most single moms. And, this is her dream come true, a home for her children. I have the best people working for me. They just, whatever needs done, they do it, and willingly, and they work so hard and, always up for whatever's asked of them.
Nicole looks forward to gardening, making meals in her own kitchen, and most of all, having friends and family over in her first forever home with her daughters Jade and Janasia. Villagers Habitat for Humanity will start its next build in the fall. The Neighbors Saving Neighbors program trains residents in this community how to use automated external defibrillators. After reading an article about this life-saving program in the Village's Daily Sun, Dave Fontaine and Jim Dorman both wanted their Village of Hawkins neighbors to get involved.
Jim's got the experience being a former fire chief, and I've been a city manager, so we said, okay, let's do this together. So we went out, and the neighbors were great. The Daily Sun, all the AED advertisement education helped educate the people here, and everybody realized how important it is. And so the community was great about getting together. Originally, about 650 homes participated because the other half of our village wasn't even built yet.
They have already raised funds for 10 AEDs for their side of the Village of Hawkins and are now raising more for another 7 AEDs to be placed in the newer section of their village.
We've had fundraisers, we have block parties, and everybody's been very generous to help us raise the funds needed. And of course, the fire department was instrumental to helping us get our program off the ground. Like, we have our own trained, within our village, our own trained Red Cross CPR trainers. We have our own training device so that we can actually be a self-sustaining unit within the Village of Hawkins and take some of the burden off the fire department, which is great, but they can't be everywhere.
With both halves of Hawkins working together, we're serving about 1,240 homes. So it's a it's quite a task.
The alert system now comes through the county, which is really great, and they've been very supportive. They've held special training sessions, and they're going to hold monthly sessions. So as we get new volunteers, they go down to the county helps load the alert system, tells them what it's all about. So the county's become as important to us as the Village Fire Public Safety Department in making the program work.
This new Neighbors Saving Neighbors program has been live for a couple of weeks, and they have simulated 3 hands-on drills. Jim says everyone responded just as they have been trained to do. There are now 260 Neighbors Saving Neighbors groups in the villages, more than 700 AEDs, and more than 1,500 villagers who are trained to respond and aid during a cardiac arrest, according to the village's Public Safety Department. After this short break, a self-driving vehicle was tested in the villages.
Stay with us. More Villages lifestyle news is coming up right after this on VNN.
You want to enjoy your home, we know. To live well is to eat well. Doc's Restorations knows you want a beautiful kitchen to enjoy your favorite meals with your family. Licensed, bonded, and insured, we can make it happen. Bathroom? We work with trusted brands and American-made materials for a squeaky clean result. Family owned and operated for over 14 years, experienced craftsmen and design consultants. We stand on it. We'll make you look like a million. It's up to you what you tell your neighbors. And much more. So relax. Doc's Restorations will take care of it all for you. One company, one source, one solution.
The Villages recently was one of 4 sites across the state that participated in a study gauging seniors' perceptions of autonomous vehicles. Over the course of multiple days earlier in the month, area residents took a ride in an autonomous Beep shuttle in the parking lot of UF Health Precision Health Research in the Villages.
We received a grant from the Department of Transportation to actually bring autonomous or self-driving buses to the villages so that older adults who live in our community can actually take a ride on the shuttle and be able to let us know their thoughts about what's good about this kind of technology, what they feel like needs to be improved or enhanced in order for it to be effective. Right now, this kind of technology is still in beta testing, so we had to get a special permit to be able to bring it onto our roads. But because villagers represent all of the states in the U.S., it's a great way for us to be able to get the viewpoints of a whole lot of different folks. So I think that there is a lot of people, for example, some older adults, people with disabilities, sometimes people with food or housing insecurity that are struggling with access to transportation. That transportation can be vital to being able to do basic things like grocery shopping, to be able to get to doctor's appointments. In a post-COVID world, it's very difficult to hire people to drive buses, so lots of areas have had to cut or reduce public transportation. So if we had autonomous driving shuttles, it might be one of the ways that we could ebb that gap and be able to increase transportation access, and that will result in things like better health care, longevity, increased health and wellness and quality of life. So hopefully we can start to really harness these technologies in the ways that might be able to support extended living in place. Affordability for sure and access is a really big priority for these programs as they are developed. We've had a lot of great support, from EMS, from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office, from the Villages Public Safety Division who came out and did training with us. Lots of help as well from villages in terms of making sure the trees and branches and things were all trimmed. So we couldn't possibly, it really does take a village for us to be able to push the envelope in innovation. And our community has been so generous with their time. We had no difficulty.
It was a whole lot better than I expected, actually. We had gone a little distance, and I said to everybody, oh my God, I just realized there's nobody driving this car. It just seemed like we were in a regular vehicle. I didn't notice any difference. I did not have a problem with it at all. I really liked it, actually. Checking everything out, see how safe it is, and I felt very safe. It was actually a bigger vehicle than I expected it to be.
During a community engagement day on April 4th, local officials and other community members also got the chance to ride the electric shuttle, in addition to about 100 villagers and 42 veterans. Word is spreading around the Villages community about the flying golf cart stunt pilots. On April 11th, they were asked to put on a performance on Del Rio Drive within the village of Mira Mesa.
We rolled into a huge crowd at Mira Mesa. My gosh, they were lined up. That street is 500 feet long because I know how long the stages are because we have to fit our stunts to them. So it's 500 feet of people on both sides of the street. Unbelievable, very impressive. And then we just went through our routine. So we had fun, the spectators had a blast. We practice this stuff every week and we're always polishing it because it gets extensive. I mean, we're very close to other karts and we've got about 25 stunts in our arsenal now. But the payoff for us is when we come out on stage with the music blaring and the people there and they're cheering us on. I mean, that's our payoff right there. It's so thrilling and exhilarating to get that energy, and that makes it perfect for the next one that we have to do. So yeah, it's a lot of work leading up to it, but that's the payoff. We don't charge anything. We don't put out a tip jar. We just want to come and do for free and entertain the village people here and just have a blast doing it. And everybody on the team is very enthusiastic. They love performing. In fact, over the last 6 weeks, we've done 7 performances. We wouldn't normally do that many, but we got a lot of requests, and I kept asking the pilots, are you guys okay doing 2 a week, 3 a week? Yeah, we want to do it. We want to do them. We have 15 members, and we've got 8 choice drivers that are typically driving. We have 1 on injured reserve right now, so we were doing 7 today. I mean, we just roll in here. We all know what we're doing. We all know our jobs, and we go out and hit the stage, and it's just magic. I mean, every once in a while, you know, we might have a touch here and there, but you know, on most of the stunts, we're going so slow, it doesn't make any difference. Jeanette, when we're doing the Venus flytrap, we're the trap, we're together, and she always likes to come up and rub the wheels with me. That's how close we are. So that's like our signature move when we're flying the trap. No one knows that on the spectators, but the 2 of us, you know, we know what's going on. We enjoy that. The Venus flytrap is my favorite. We just started developing reverse stunts. So we've got the Blind Man's Bluff that we did, and I'm really liking that one. We had one that we did when we first came on stage, that's called Rush Hour, and I'm developing 4 or 5 other reverse stunts that incorporate more people. I really like that, but for a technical stunt that's visually impressive in my mind is the one where we do the Sidewinder. When there's karts lined up, half go one way, half go the other, and they cross in the middle of the road back and forth from curb to curb. I think that one is just a beautiful move. We have a grand time entertaining other people, and we're always looking for pilots who might want to join up and be stunt drivers. We're happy to have that.
If you are interested in scheduling a free performance by the Flying Golf Cart Stunt Pilots, you can send an email to flyinggolfcarts@yahoo.com. Up next, local amputees continue their active lifestyle in the villages.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. An air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. The cleaning improves your home's indoor air quality, keeps your home cleaner longer, and can even improve the efficiency of your HVAC system. We want you to have the cleanest and healthiest indoor air possible, so call for a free inspection today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Rocking, dancing,
Shake your body, baby, do that conga.
relaxing, or romancing. Thank you for listening to Your Village's soundtrack, WVLG.
The best mix of music, the songs you love. Your Village's soundtrack, WVLG.
There are 2.1 million people in the United States living with limb loss. Their main concern, if they choose to start the journey of wearing a prosthetic limb, is function, independence, and normalcy. On Labor Day weekend in 2005, Village of Sunbury resident Rich Cole's life changed. He is traveling 15 miles per hour on his motorcycle here in the Villages when he says the driver in front of him suddenly stopped. Rich clipped the back of her Jeep.
I fractured my arm and compound fractures on my leg. Unfortunately, they tried to save the leg for 2 weeks and couldn't, and they took it off, and then it got infected. Through that procedure.
Rich, who is an avid cyclist, had an above-the-knee amputation. He received his first prosthetic leg January 16, 2006. He has now had 4 prosthetics and rides his recumbent racing tricycle daily.
I was fortunate enough to get a computerized microprocessor leg right away. It's a C-leg. And they have developed over the last several years. Every day my leg size changes. It's just because of the nature of human nature. We wake up in the morning, sometimes things swell, sometimes they don't. So we wear socks on top of the residual limb and the socket to order size. Came home from the hospital, I was just glad to be alive and ready to go. And so I never looked back. I did not look back. As you may know, I head up coordinate the amputee support group here in the Villages. And that's what I tell everybody, you're not alone, you're ready to go, and there's nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it.
Through the amputee support group in the Villages, Rich finds when you give support to others, it helps you too. He says that strengthens him all the time. They meet at 1:30 p.m. the first Wednesday of the month at Lake Miona Recreation. In 1969, Village of Bonita resident Bill Brown was in a car accident. His active lifestyle and world was altered.
My leg was shattered, and they had to put screws in my leg to hold it together. Well, while I was in the hospital, I got a staph infection, and I was going to a wound center here in the Villages. They took a biopsy and found out it was cancer. My leg was amputated March the 3rd of last year, and I got my prosthetic on Cinco de Mayo.
Prior to getting his leg amputated, Bill sent an email to the Village's amputee support group, and within a couple of hours, Rich Cole was at his home to answer any concerns he had.
My main question was, am I going to be able to get back on the golf course? He said, oh, absolutely, of course you will. So that helped quite a bit. I was an avid golfer before, not so much now, but I was before my amputation. I had exercises, and I wanted to get back on the golf course. So I worked and worked and worked to finally be able to get back on the golf course at the end of July this past year. And I don't hit the ball nearly as far as I did. There's a lot of adjustments, but I'm just glad to be out here. It's very comfortable. No more pain, and which is the main thing. And I'm fortunate the people that I play golf with, they're very kind, and they put up with me.
You can now find Bill playing golf on executive golf courses throughout the community wearing his prosthetic leg. We'll be back with more stories from Florida's friendliest hometown.
Stay with us. More Villages lifestyle news is coming up right after this on VNN.
If you get a hearing test, you should also have what's called speech and noise testing. Most of our patients will tell you they have trouble understanding people when there's a lot of ambient noise. So if I don't test you in noise, how do I quantify your handicap? How do I pick the right technology to overcome that? So speech and noise is a big part of our test, but guess what? It takes 2 minutes. It's simple, it's effective, it's scientific. We do it. I'm happy to report that. The other thing that's huge is a cognitive health screening. We know that untreated hearing loss damages the brain. It alters structures of the brain. Well, if I put hearing devices on you and I get the signal to the brain, but the brain is changed, right? That impacts how well the treatment works. So when I screen cognition, when we screen cognition, we get this information about 3 different domains of your cognitive health. And then we test you again in 4 months, right? So I treat your hearing loss, you go through your adaptation and your rehab process. You come back in 4 months and I put you back on that device. And guess what? We're seeing improvements in memory and executive function. So not only do we listen to your problem and treat it effectively, we're also really big about outcomes and validating them.
Back in April 2021, the Writers League of the Villages started a pilot program in partnership with Barnes & Noble. At that time, the work of 4 local authors was displayed in the bookstore. The result has now led to 12 authors now being featured per quarter.
So far, 100 authors have had an opportunity to be featured, and we've sold over 400 books. So, you know, in the past 2 years. So it's been fun, and it's also been an exciting time for the club. I have a list of the authors that we've had in the club that have books, and we've just kind of worked through the list. And now, as more new members join, we just continue to add to the list. And what we're going to do, we're in a position now where we can start inviting people back. Nobody had been in the store twice because we had a lot of authors to work through.
The club is doing really well, and it's a great place for people to come and really follow their dreams. People dream about, someday I'm going to write that book. Now this is someday. This is the day that that happens. And then to get it here at Barnes & Noble, that's a dream. And the club helps people tell their story. It's one of the things we find really gratifying about it. And not just their life story, plots they've had, ideas they've had. They reach this stage of their life, and it's something that they've never had a chance to do before.
This is my latest book, which I'm really excited about. It's a domestic thriller. It's done really well, and I'm excited about it. It came out in October, so this is my latest. So it's something that I'm pretty proud of. And in general, our members are pretty excited to have their books in a store with the, you know, prestige of a Barnes & Noble.
This is a chance to really tell your life story. And here's 107 poems that really talk about the life that we have here in the Villages and what that's like. And basically, it's people who see the future still as full of opportunities and excitement and adventures. If you can do that in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, that's the great life that people come here for. Don't give up on your dream of becoming an author.
This club currently has about 290 members. They meet at 9 a.m. on the second Wednesday of each month at Laurel Manor Recreation. 5 years ago, the Mickey's Fanatics Club of the Villages reached out to Stanton Wearsdale Elementary about bringing in an artist to teach students the art of street painting, also known as chalking. And on March 31st, this colorful tradition continued with Disney street artist Lee Alfredson.
And I talked to the kids about the actual history of street painting, which is what this art form is called, chalk art. And then I take them out here and I give them a little hands-on, and then I let them experience what it's like. I love it. I loved it immediately. The irony is I got a D in soft pastels in college, in art school. So when I was first asked to do a street painting event, I said, yeah, I don't think I'm very good at soft pastels. And then I started working with it for a little while, and I fell in love with it. So they sponsor me every year to come here to Stanton Wearsdale, and I'm very appreciative, and I love it. Kids are great.
This is our 5th year, so we're really excited because we started with 5th graders. And so now, actually, the first graders from 5 years ago are now 5th graders, so this is their chance to chalk art. So the kids are really excited about it. We talked to the resource officer this morning, and he said the kids were getting off the bus saying, do we get to chalk? Did you hear about our chalking? And he goes, I don't even know what's going on. But he said the kids are real excited about it. So we're excited to see if they remember it from when they were 1st graders, 2nd graders, so on and so forth. A lot of us have been in education in our previous careers, and so we want to give back to students. This is a school that doesn't get a lot of resources, so we're helping them learn something and do something different. It's fun for us because we get to interact with the students, and it's just a good feeling all the way around. The money that we raised to pay the chalk artist was donated by one of our club members who passed away a few years ago, and she made a large donation to make sure that this program continued. So we're really excited about that, to keep her memory alive as well, because she really believed in the kids in the schools.
Lee has been a professional artist for more than 25 years, and she is the first female street artist Disney has ever employed. She encouraged and helped each of the students as they filled in their Easter egg outlines in front of the school.
I was definitely really looking forward to it. I've been thinking about it since the teacher talked about it, and whenever I was in 1st grade, I always looked over here and I saw oh, that looks pretty cool. I always thought that it was not going to be that complicated, but then whenever I realized all the stuff that goes into it, I realized it is that complicated, but it's just fun to come out here and do all the chalk stuff. I had a lot of fun doing the egg, and it was definitely a lot of fun to see all the different stuff that people did, and I got to express my feelings about the stuff.
Brantley's art inspiration was his favorite sports team, Florida State University, where he hopes to go one day and play on its golf team. After chalking, each of the fifth graders received a Disney Fine Arts bookmark featuring the artwork of another Disney artist, Don Ducky Williams. Up next, we'll tell you about local athletes having a great time.
Stay with us. More Villages lifestyle news is coming up right after this on VNN.
You're here to have fun, lots of fun. We're Lake Nutrition Center, your health food store. We offer vitamins, supplements, immune boosters, gluten-free and plant-based options that will support your health. We're here to help you feel better, sleep better, manage your stress of those pickleball tournaments, navigate the traffic circles, and help you with your golf game. We look forward to meeting you and helping you stay healthy and have more fun.
Mellow Road CBD puts innovation first, giving you the newest line of CBD products in the market. From CBD-infused coffee to gummies, lotions, and oils, MellowRoadCBD.com solutions are designed to help muscle and joint pain, sleeplessness, and even aging and dry skin. Visit MellowRoadCBD.com today to learn more about the various ways they can help you live a balance of physical and mental wellness. MellowRoadCBD.com. Order now and receive 20% off with coupon code VILLAGES exclusively for residents of the Villages.
Residents throughout the Villages shine bright during this year's Villages Senior Games. Last week, more than 2,000 villagers participated across 24 different sports over the span of 8 days of competition. The Villages Recreation and Parks Lifestyle Events Coordinator, Lisa Parkin, says they had almost 750 completely new registrants this year, while also attracting people from all over the state to compete as well. Lisa says, yes, the Villages Senior Games is a competition and residents are aging gracefully and still doing activities that maybe they did when they were younger or always wanted to try. She says her team is looking ahead to next year's games already because villagers have to stay active with a healthy mindset. That's all the news we have for you now. Make sure to pick up a copy of Saturday's Daily Sun to read about villagers heading to the Holy Land. Keep enjoying the Villages lifestyle and have a great weekend.
You're living the dream. Fun times and great tunes. Jackhammering the rock and roll. Delighting up the dance in R&B. It's your Villages house party on your Villages soundtrack. WVLG.
The best mix of music. The songs you love. Your Villages soundtrack. WVLG.
What's your position, Lunar One? Over.
Repeat that, Mission Control. I don't understand. Over.
What's your position? Over.
I need my hearing aids reprogrammed. Joe here.
We've remotely changed your hearing aid prescription. How do I sound?
Copy that, loud and clear.
Program your hearing aid from anywhere in the universe with Global Live.
Only at Elite Hearing Centers of America.